Hey everyone, Tech here. Welcome back to Tech's Tavern. Grab a brew, pull up a chair, and let's continue with our Let's Play for Crusader Kings 2 Croatia. And with this episode, the first part of it here, I'm going to make a couple of acknowledgements and corrections from my last episode. And in particular, one item, typically, for those who have been following on the series, typically on every episode, usually before I start recording, I usually spend about maybe 20 minutes or so looking over the map, trying to, make sure I remember what was going on in the previous episode, maybe plan out one or two actions of, I'm going to do this and this on this episode, that kind of a thing. And on the last episode, I really didn't do that because I was kind of pressed for time. It had been 3 or 4 days since the previous episode, and I really wanted to get one up. And so I kind of just really jumped in, looked at it for 5 minutes, and then took off. And, I remembered that I wanted to do Zeta, so that was kind of what I went towards. So, first of all, a couple corrections, and I'll acknowledge a couple of the people who pointed them out, in particular Gekomes, he's always one of my official refs, I guess, because he's always one of the first ones to usually point out mistakes, which is appreciated. That's fine. When I make a mistake, that's fine. The only time I ever have issues with criticism was when people aren't pointing out a mistake, but they're pointing out some way they would do it. Like, it's the only way to do it when it's not. So usually those comments I don't regard very much. But in particular, one mistake I made on the last episode was in Zeta. There was multiple decals of how I could have took it, and even in the previous episode, I believe on episode 45, I even looked at the proper way that I should have taken it, where when I took it, it would have fell under Ash's control rather than this Countess Kasna Zeta or whatever. And basically, I think it was just a claim. There was 2 different claim differences. I think one of them was based off duchy, and one was based off duchy, and I think one was based off kingdoms de jure. I'm not positive. I kind of looked around. I didn't really see an exact example, similar example, because the way the counties are laid out right now, it's a little bit different. Because you have Serbia there. One was part of the claim for this duchy, and then one was for the Serbia, and I did the wrong one. And it was just because it was a scroll down. It was on the bottom fold, so to speak, of the options. And because I was kind of in a hurry recording the episode, I really didn't look close enough. So that was definitely a mistake. Another thing that Gekomes I think also point out, though, that wasn't something that I really did. Although it may have sounded when I went back and watched the video, it probably sounded that way when I was looking. But I was kind of looking at these Byzantine counties, controlled counties, and I was saying I can't really. I don't know, it sounded like I was saying I can't go to war with them, and he pointed out that it was because you can't go to war with the Duke, you have to talk to the king, and I know that. I mean, I've shown that in previous episodes. I think it was just the way when I was looking at it, and I was kind of thinking and kind of abstract talking, I think it just sounded that way. I mean, and everybody should be aware of that. If you're not aware of that, is that when you're going to push a claim sometimes, if I want to get, say, Belgrade here, I can't go in here and declare war on the Count of Belgrade. I have to actually, he's under the Byzantine Empire, I have to actually go here to their, what's his proper name, I guess, the, emperor, I guess. I have to go here and declare war, and then you can see all the options and see, like, one of them here is de jure claim on Belgrade, which, let me look here. Well, this might be kind of a similar example. If you see here, here's a de jure claim on Belgrade, where if I do this, I would claim it for a vassal. So see here, if you look right under there where it says if we win the war, Duke Pal the First's opinion of the King Ash changes, and then the next line says Duke Pal becomes the new liege. So see, if I chose this option and took it, he would get the county. However, if I do this option right here, if you read right there underneath the dotted line, if we win the war, it says that King Ash the Drunkard becomes the new liege. And that was the mistake that I made with Zeta, where there was 2 options like that, and I just missed the other option. In the greater scheme of things, it's really not that big of an issue. It hurts me a little bit because I would have more money coming in from having 6 Demens size instead of 5. Plus, that probably would have been useful if I would have took Zeta myself, and then I could have handed it off to my second heir, Justin, and that would have probably been a pretty good move. But in the greater scheme of things, it really, it's not that big of a deal. One other small correction, and this was brought up, I believe, by Photo Heathen, is what I wrote down here. And he made a point about where I was trying to use my marshal to lower revolt risk. He was saying that putting your marshal in your vassals' counties does not help to lower the revolt risk. And I'll be honest on that one, that is something I did not know, because it seems like when I have done it in the past, it does have an effect. But maybe I was imagining it. Because he claims that it only, using your marshal for revolt risk only works on your counties. Let's let this clock run for a minute here, and so I can reassign him and we can kind of test it, maybe just to make sure for my own curiosity. Because when you hover over it to get the description, it just... Okay, so let's pause right there. Okay, so if we look right now, and of course, here's what's going to happen is we aren't going to have any place that has any kind of a revolt risk. Those are 1%. We just had Estergom that had a lower revolt risk, and where's he at right now? He's in Zeta? Oh, I put him there because we just took it over. Okay, so the revolt risk there right now is 2%. Let's see, if I hover over him, it shows, if I'm reading that right, he's doing a 16%. That doesn't seem right, though, does it? Revolt risk 2%, different culture group 1%, different religion 1%. So demand religious conversion. Actually, I'm gonna do that. Anyway, is there another example I can see somewhere? Okay, here we'll test it on this one. Gemmer is a county I've kind of had a problem with because of this guy, and right now, because what is he? Well, no, he likes me now. I forget what I did. I might have paid him off some. Right now, the revolt risk there is 1.5. So let's move our marshal and put him there, and then let's let the clock run for a minute. We'll let it run for a month here. It's the beginning of June. Let's let it run to the beginning of July. Alright, she's converting Zeta to our religion, which is good. She already changed her religion. Though that's 4% revolt risk there, actually. Okay, well, let's not let it run 2 months. Let's just let it go. Oh, hey, the war that we were helping on Sweden with Justin's wife, we won the war. Yeah! Awesome! Wait a minute. We never sent anyone. Alright. Hey, so King of Sweden, that went pretty good, huh? Oh, we were fighting, you just didn't see us. We were on the other side of Sweden. Alright, let's pause it right there. Well, see, the revolt risk is 0 now. So, I don't know. It seems to me, when you send your marshal even to your vassals' territories, it seems to work. So I don't know, again, maybe maybe it's just coincidence that other things are going on, because this little while ago was at 4%, now it's at 2.5%. So, I mean, you know, I can't reassign him till November, but I don't know, it seems, and the reason I always thought that it worked, and I'll just, you know, explain how I'm thinking out loud, is a lot of the times when you pick when you pick your council's jobs sometimes to do certain things, it will highlight the counties that you can do it in green, and the ones that it really won't have any effect in will not be highlighted in green. And when you do the revolt risk, they're all highlighted in green, I believe, unless I was looking at it incorrectly. So I mean, like for instance here, if I do economy tech, you know, it's showing that, you know, those are the only ones. Everything else is grayed out. So I put them there. Let's let it run for a second. We'll go ahead and let it run till November, just to test this theory out one more time, because I think it said he could be reassigned in November. So, Photo Heathen, you may be 100% correct. I've just never seen that actually say that somewhere. I mean, you may be correct. It could be totally my imagination, because I do see the revolt risks fluctuate automatically sometimes. But it just, I don't know, helps me sleep at night when I put something somewhere, and it does seem to work. Okay, Vassals might revolt. Okay, so we got this girl trying to kill me. So let's take care of that first. And then we have Vassals may revolt. Oh, it's Istavan. What a surprise, right? I know you guys are totally shocked that Istavan would want to revolt. I mean, really? Yeah, I know y'all laugh at me when I start looking at imprison and assassination options. The following vassals might revolt. Okay, we'll take care of my nephew. Let's go ahead and take care of that super fast. Super fast. Hey, check this girl out. Damn, where'd she come from? Our niece who's 17. Look at this girl, she's 17, and look at these numbers she's throwing. Look at that. Double digits. She's got a 20 for stewardship. Damn. She wants to get married too. She's honest, charitable, and ambitious. Slothful too. Okay. Damn, that's alright though. She got some crazy good stats. I don't want this episode to break out into a revolt right this second. Really? I gotta pay him 100 to get 34 opinion. And I do not want to award him any titles. You know what, I may just leave it and let him revolt so I can finally take care of him. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that, and I'm going to end this episode here. It's a little bit shorter episode, but I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. We will test out the rest of the Marshall theory on the next episode, and if some of you have any other comments or feedback on that, if that is correct, maybe you can put in the comments, put a link to where it references that, maybe on the FAQ or something somewhere. But we will look at that again, and then in the next episode, I anticipate I'll do the next episode probably tomorrow or the next day. We'll probably let it run and see if Istavan will revolt on us, so we can finally beat him down one more time, throw him in jail, and get rid of him for once and for all. So that may be our plan for the next episode. And also, I may think about, it looks like here that these independents, it looks like they're pulling Belgrade. And if that happens, I may then yoink that from them, because the reason I wouldn't take it from Byzantine, just to expand on that a little bit, is I didn't want to get fighting with both of them. I didn't want to fight with him, and I didn't want to fight with the independents both at the same time in case this does continue to drag on. It looks like right now that the, let me look at it here real quick. Let's see, the war score is at minus 37%, so it could still go on for quite a while. And I kind of didn't want to keep pushing on, I didn't want to push on both of them. But if these independents take Belgrade, I may yoink that real quick. So, to use a technical term, yoink. But I may pull that to get another notch on Serbia's, you know, rulership there for me. So that's something I may look at. And again, Istavan, we may go ahead and bait him into doing a revolt, just so we can beat him down one last time. What if we imprison him twice? So I guess third time is going to be the charm. So anyway, that will be it for this episode. I appreciate all the comments. Thanks for watching my other series that we're putting up. I'm working on a couple different things. Also, the intro, I'm continuing to tweak the intro a little bit. Mainly I brought the crowd noise down and the music up a little bit, so you should hear that. Should have heard that at the beginning of this episode. And I'll continue to tweak and work on that as we go. So again, thank you for watching, and look forward to the next episode coming up very soon. Thanks again.